Hello and welcome, Virgo. Let's take a moment, take a nice deep breath, prepare for the reading. Welcome. I wanted to go over some of the pre-messages here with a lot of compassion. It looks to me that the pre-messages are suggesting that you're being put through some type of an initiation process with this charcoal card. And charcoal is something that is used to filter out impurities or to continue some type of burning process. So those two alchemical processes are coming into focus first and foremost. But this is also the art from the back of the card deck that's being shown here. So I always think that that is an important part. So the deck's intention is talking about this specific initiation that's been going on. I feel, since the surrounding cards have specific themes, that this is surrounding having a sense of negativity or bitterness that has been influencing your life possibly for quite some time. So let's just read a little bit from the initiation so that we can be on the same page here. It says that you've been called to undergo an initiation. Challenges that you're working through are purposeful, divine catalysts for your being, for your healing and transformation. This is the means to your awakening, and it will support your soul empowerment and your life purpose. This may be your life purpose may be as a creative, as a healer, a guide, a medicine worker, or something else on this planet, or something else that your heart recognizes as true, authentic, and meaningful for you. The transformational journey into power will include twists and turns, and you will move through the depths of your darkness and the ecstasy of your light as you shed resistance, realize wisdom, and embrace life with a fearless heart. So it's, yeah, I'm seeing this other section talking about its uses, the creation of art, purifying, dehumidifying air, nullifying toxins ingested by animals and humans, and to regenerate depleted soil. It's also utilized as a burning block for resins and as incense for purification and blessing. It's a symbol of sacred transformation. And then it talks about the ecosystems as well. So I feel like what we're talking about is the ecosystem within your beingness. And I think that what you are here asking about may have something to do with your sense of feeling happy at just period, happiness. And either you are looking to get something into your life that you feel is going to help you to align with your happiness or your sense of security or your sense of belongingness here or something such as that. But ultimately, the happiness begins within. It's the alchemical transformation having specifically to do with detoxing, cleansing, and purifying your energies. So I'm sensing that this is going to have something to do for many of us with our generational family of origin, our social situations. There's a lot here on the table already talking about friendships and the types of friendships, the depth and intimacy of our relationships in general. So I wanted to go through these cards before I move on, but absolutely there's a lot of healing here with the medicine wheel and a lot of shadow and light and a lot of magic and mischief to integrate into our lives. first breath, beginner's mind. You're being told to bring a fresh perspective and to recognize your power and potential to steer the universal influences with your breath work. So this card here in relation to toxins, I don't know if you've gotten into a mindset of or a situation atmosphere where gossip and negativity has been rampant, or for some people, for instance, if you're taking in a lot of social media, there can be a lot of posts about encouragement and positivity, and that doesn't always encourage us to feel positive. Some of that stuff can make us feel very lost and re-encourage us to lean into, yeah, I feel awful, or yes, that person did me wrong. It's like not all messages about our healing journey are going to help us to bring that lower level emotional basis and transmute it up into the higher registers of happiness or even neutrality. So it's something about the breath work and the way that we're able to breathe and move things through our body. So there's so much information coming through here. There's a lot of patience, a lot of need to be softer than what has been happening, because with this first card out, Tromonagmo here talks about being very self-protective and needing to be extremely cutthroat in the face of clear and present danger. And the very obnoxious and aggressive look on this depiction of Kali is unmistakable. It's unapproachable. And in this bowl is the depiction of the severed tongues of the enemies, or those that would speak the gossip or the negativity or the ill will and ill intentions. And it's like, sometimes it feels that this card in this state is saying that you or another individual that you're asking about in this reading, somebody that has importance to this reading, is feeling extremely defensive, extremely reactionary, and very cutting with the way that they respond to other people. So with this Ashura of the Northeast may have geographical importance to you, but there are other influences in this individual's experience that are completely different from the ones of the others. So I'm finding it difficult to talk about the messages without defining if it's actually you or someone else. To me, it feels like you've been immersed in situations where other people have made it unsafe for you to be vulnerable and open and sensitive. And so you've learned to be more aggressive. And it comes through also with a lot of sarcasm. So it's coming out with the sun, which is the I am identity, and the Leo prospect. Comes through with a lot of vitality and light, and I would say protective, self-respectful energy. So it comes through as you just really standing up for yourself. So it may be that gossip and slander has been a factor in your situation, which is why you are standing here taking names. So I don't want to deny that, but we're being told to soften your energy and to redirect your energy towards those other individuals and situations that have more love to offer you. I also wanted to get you just a little bit out of this number 19 card. One moment here. Because the deer, again, being shown in the crown energy of this individual, deer are known for being more gentle in my neck of the woods here. And so we're talking about in this one, the long game. It says the soul journey is a spiritual long game. Even though there will be spontaneous spurts of swift progress, rapid healing, recovery, and rising through any difficulties, you're also building a long lasting legacy of sacred beauty. You are soul making. So, making sure to value the process and to value yourself enough to set boundaries with yourself and with others. Such a precious undertaking requires patience for the process, tending, and time. Contentment in the quality of the journey helps sustain and inspire you for the considerable task of generating your most sacred legacy. So, yeah, it looks like this Tromonagmo is not some negative toxic trait that you have. It's not that at all. It's that you are standing up in your truth, because look at this one as well, has the tongue pulled out and on display. So apologies for those that don't like a lot of reading, but I really wanted to capture what is going on here for you. So this one says the burning golden light of divine protection. She arrests the flow of negativity, particularly that of our own making. So, you know, the offenses that led us to act in these aggressive ways, that warranted those reactions. But this helps us to transition and to have varied responses when things are, when we're making something a little bit larger than it needs to be, or if we are indulging in gossip or slander ourselves or not stemming the flow of that, it starts to kind of pierce through our authentic light and starts to erode our sense of well-being. So this is the divine intervention and sacred activity that comes through to transform our karma from that which hinders our joy to that which creates true happiness and bliss for ourselves and all beings. As you seek refuge in her and in this vibration, you're protected from gossip, slander, and any form of negativity from others. A positive turning of the tides is suggested. And even with this Artha of Kali is also a beautiful true north depiction with that archer and bow. Her heart, the heart of Kali, contains the seeds of your soul and complete awareness of the divine destiny that she's always intended for you. There's a sacred purpose that you were born for, something, a divinely protected pathway for you to fulfill. And only you can choose to decide to put your faith and commitment into that path and to continue to take one step at a time in honoring what has value to your heart and tuning in to her sacred loving plan. It's in taking those steps that the pathway will reveal itself and you shall attract great blessings that will benefit all beings. So there's something to this alchemy in remaining open and divine and true and upright and in your integrity and not allowing the BS of others to drag you down unnecessarily. So let's flip this over and we'll get you some cards from the other decks. Many hands of the goddess. So you're being guided. You have a ton of support. 8 immortals. There's a lot of soulmates around you right now. Ooh, Ajeyu. It always reminds me of Atreyu from the Neverending Story. This is giving that rolling the eyes at the mistakes and mistakes and missteps of others, the misused intentions that are not in the best interest of others, the threshold. I see that you're somebody, especially because of that distinct aggressive standing up for things and being very cutthroat there. You're guarding some type of a threshold of correct behavior. And there was something big about that in the Scorpio reading. So you may also be dealing with the Scorpio. But there's something about the bad behaviors of others and you being able to correct this behavior. And it may be something happening quite silent where people underestimated you and then you continue to garner more attention and more light and show people the gems that come from your process, especially with that true north. You've really done a lot of healing and transformation already, and with this first breath you are transmuting some of those toxins out of your body. So if that's something that resonates with you, you can definitely see yourself possibly drinking more water. Or again, none of this is medical advice. Always check with your professionals. And this is entertainment purposes only, of course. But it could be that you might want to use some sage. You might want to use some gemstones to help transmute energies and cleanse and clear your energy with something else, such as even therapy, counseling. But it looks like there's a lot of speech and a lot of poetic resonance. Some type of creative art form is coming through this as well. And also it's alchemizing your purpose, as we read with the cards. I was getting in the pre-messages, even before these ones were laid out, something about the furred and feathered friends card kept coming out, talking about your connection with animals in particular, and with the birth and death cycle. And yeah, something about that, the beauty way. We also, with the charcoal card, it mentioned animals in there and being able to help transmute and detoxify animals. So something maybe alchemizing within you as far as that beauty way. I think that you are somebody who is a very physically beautiful individual and your light is very bright. And that's why you're being targeted in certain ways. But it seems like you are the last one to understand your beauty in a way. And so that may be the difficulty that you're trying to overcome at this time, is why there's some type of a difficult transition that's been demanded of you. Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. There's absolutely a need to take it easier on yourself, to give yourself permission to be beautiful, to accept beautiful things such as compliments. Sometimes it's really difficult to take compliments. Or for instance, like maybe you think that people are staring at you because there's something wrong with you, but in all actuality they aren't sending you dirty looks. They're actually staring at you because of something very beautiful. Oh yeah, in the hand, the universe is your partner. And repairing the veil, forgiveness, lightning. There's a lightning activation here happening where there's some type of bond mending here. Repairing the veil. It's like you've been stuck in this mindset of understanding, a false understanding about yourself, and thinking that there was something wrong with yourself or the way that you were doing something. But Exactly. There's something that you are repairing, some type of idea about who and what you are, and the way that you walk through this world, you have something within your energy that other people don't have. And it's something about not needing the approval, something about that activation and being able to stand up for self and other. It's something about the charcoal activation and the detoxing process that continues to help you to evolve. And it's like every day you're shining a little bit brighter. Every day you're a little bit softer. Every day you're making progress in new ways. Rainmaker, Arrow, and Will-o'-the-Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Exactly. You've been caught up and taught to run in circles on some type of hamster wheel in the dark behind the veil. But there's something cleansing and moving through your system, again with the rainmaker, crying, or water to cleanse, whether you're drinking it or showering, bathing. The water is definitely a very cleansing and clearing essence. You may have some heavy water in your chart, and this is also a very emotional breakthrough of maybe something tremendous is happening that's changing your views of other people, like needing to stand up for something is gaining you a lot of fear and anxiety about having shown your voice in this way. But it's in all actuality activating this this huge excuse me, this huge supportive essence where now you're open. It's like you've cracked something open, and now everything can come through. And it's definitely putting you on the right path, because we've got that Artha of Kali very carefully stringing the bow, and so your words have a lot of leverage and they reach very deep into other individuals. And Will-o'-the-Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows, that's what I'm getting, is that you're the last one to understand the beauty that is inherent to who you are in some way. So let's see if we can get a couple 3D messages here for us and bring this together so that we can understand flow and positive mental attitude. So wherever our energy goes, that's what ends up flowing into our reality. So we attract not only what we think about, but also what we believe in ourselves. So if you believe that you're awkward and weird, you're probably going to run around and kind of act like, oh, haha, sorry, I'm weird and awkward. Instead of, if you walk into a place and think, no matter what happens here, I know I can handle myself. I know I have the right to hold my head high and to look people in the eye. And then that positive mental attitude about having the right and the beauty to look people in the eye, people will be more approachable. You will be more approachable to others, and more opportunities will be presented. The more that you show yourself, the more that the universe knows what you're looking for. Your voice strikes a chord, absolutely, for better or for worse, because you've got the other people's tongues in your hand or in that bowl there. It's like you could eat them for breakfast. You've got a huge, very cutting, precise way that you, if you wanted to, you could cut somebody and reduce them to shreds. But in so doing, the damage is painting you as somebody who is not kind, when that isn't the truth. That energy, your voice strikes a chord, and so others want to accord with you and with what you care about, because of the nature of the attention that you garner. And so get some advice from some good friends that you can trust about how to get back into the flow of, maybe ask them, like, what do you think everybody's looking at? Maybe it's that awesome outfit you put together. Maybe you just are looking super good today or something like that. And there's just this glow about you. Give and take, sharing, overcompensation, inequality, win and lose. Yeah, you're never going to please everyone, and some people are always going to judge and everything else. But if we think that we are a certain way, then the ways that we act to compensate for those things become the overfed shadow aspects of ourselves. It's not that this tromonagmo essence of saying things so cutting is a bad thing. It's a very good thing when we need it in the moment, and knowing that you can call that up. You don't have to have it out there all the time. So just because there's assholes, we don't need to come with our guns loaded and pointed at everybody as they're coming our way. And I think that that's something that you're working through as you heal this aspect of your inner child. It'll just be another minute or so. The dog's just whining because we have the bus dropping off my daughter. All right, for Virgo, what's playing out for you? I think this realization of your beauty. I mean, I'm not trying to gas you up again, but this is truly something that you are, like, Virgo's known for being extremely humble, but somebody perhaps has led you to believe, or you have believed something about yourself that needs to be moved out of the way. And exactly, it could be gossip and slander again from little-minded individuals. Return that shit to sender times 10. Evil eye. So if somebody's projecting their nasty, miserable energy at you, it would be no wonder that you weren't feeling great. And so, yeah, somebody's trying to look in on your energy to see if you're... I know, just a minute. Somebody wants to re-inspire you because they think that you're feeling depressed. They want to look out for you. It could be a parent, could be divine assistance here. Ooh, somebody here. There may be new romance if you're open to it, and if you can sense and not cut the opportunity off in advance. Somebody says falling for you hard. Somebody's feeling loyalty to your energy, or maybe it's you sticking up and being a guardian energy, that you show a lot of loyalty to yourself and to others. They want to get closer to you. They've been thinking about you all day, but they've had to tread very carefully around you. They aren't sure how to align with your energy. You're clearly on a very high path, but they really want to impress you and get and see themselves into your future. So there's something here that you're being asked to resolve, this dissonance between heart and mind with that dragon spirit, and the way that you're using your Mars energy instead of being always this fire breathing dragon energy and being fearful of those who would attack you. Make sure that you stay in your joy, so that those low vibe entities or lower attachment energies can be slayed as the demons that they are and removed from your energy. Looking for clues and keeping tabs. Somebody's trying to see what's up with you. All right, almost done. There's a lot of healing here. You're closing a cycle. Music may be quite helpful to get you back into your co-creative space and self-mastery as you break through these old patterns, breaking the chains. And here it is, yes, living a life full of love and light, but still master the throat punch. Yeah, it's there for you. That badassery is there for you when you need it, And so you can tuck it away in the back pocket and put your smile out on the front. Yeah, it's giving me, what is that? Business in the front, party in the back. It's kind of like the opposite. It's like party up front, but if you do me wrong, you're gonna see the that plot twist come around and things aren't going to be so sweet. Chakra activation, be still, integrate. Yeah, integrate that sadness and that fearful sense of needing to be defensive, and know you are sovereign. Could be a Pisces or a Leo involved, or you just mastering your own mental, spiritual space and feeling very, very enlightened and beautiful and radiant, connecting with your higher guidance here and able to get out of the spiritual closet and be seen as the beauty that you actually are. Don't be scared of committing to something, even if it's to yourself, and knowing that it's time, because you're worth it. Sacral chakra here says don't feel guilty, don't feel ashamed. Anything that you've had to say has probably been warranted at one time or another. So there's a lot of self-forgiveness. No, I don't like licks in my face. Thank you, though. She's ready to go get her girl. And so let's leave you just with a little bit from the Art of War Doubted Ching deck. I know. We're going to go. Are you ready? Sun Tzu said, on the day that they're ordered out to battle, your soldiers may weep, those sitting up bedewing their garments, and those lying down, letting the tears run down their cheeks. But let them once be brought to bay, and they will display courage. So there's something that you really have the need possibly to cry out. We are talking about the tears here coming through earlier, and it's like, in order for you to move past some type of a fear threshold, you're going to have to almost mourn the safety and security of being stuck in an unknown position, because recognition is coming your way. And so it's a time to display courage, to stand up for what you need to say to other people, to put them in their place when it's time, and to keep on smiling. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Nelson Mandela once wrote, "The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear." Okay, yeah. And if you need to do something that brings up a lot of that fear for you, such as being in a big crowd or doing something like giving a speech or presentation, remember President Roosevelt's declaration that we have nothing to fear but fear itself. Face it, share your fear with friends. There's safety in numbers, and if you feel safe, you will feel braver. So somebody's going to help you make this new debut. You might be doing some type of energetic makeover. Sun Tzu also said, in war, the victorious strategist only seeks battle after the victory has been won, whereas he who is destined to defeat first fights